For today's video lesson, we are going to tackle about exponential functions. So we are now on week 5 of general mathematics. So for this week, I asked you to do the following. Page 446, what I can do, page 465, activity 17.1, and page 487, activity 18.2. So let's start first with representing real-life situations using exponential functions. So let's define an exponential function. An exponential function with a base b is a function of the form f of x is equal to b raised to x, or y equals b raised to x, and take note that b should be greater than 0 and b should not be equal to 1. So b refers to the base and x is the variable exponent. So some of the most common applications in real life of exponential functions and their transformations are population growth, exponential decay, and compound interest. So let's begin with exponential models and population growth. Suppose a quantity y doubles every t units of time. If y sub 0 is the initial amount, then the quantity y after t units of time is given by y equals y sub 0 times the quantity 2 raised to small letter t, which is after t units of time, all over t units of time also, with regards to doubling it. So the half-life of a radioactive substance is the time taken for half of the substance to decay. So let's take a look at an example. Suppose a culture of 300 bacteria at MJD farm is put into a petri dish and the culture doubles every 10 hours. Give an exponential model for the situation. How many bacteria will there be after 90 hours? So let y will be the number of bacteria. So at t equals 0, y will be 300. Okay? If t is 10, so y equals 300 times 2, 600. Then if t equals 20, y equals 300 times the quantity 2 raised to 2 equals 1,200 and so on. So an exponential model for this situation will be y equals 300 times the quantity 2 all raised to t all over 10. So if t equals 90, so t equals 90 hours. So then y equals 300 times the quantity 2 raised to 90 over 10. So y equals 300 times 2 raised to 9. So simply y equals 153,600. So there will be 153,600 bacteria after 90 hours. So instead of using this gagawin nyo 1 by 1, mamano-mano nyo, 40, 50, 60, and so on. Every 10 hours kasi ang nagdo-double siya. So, instead of that, we can model this situation using this exponential model. Okay? So, that is about exponential model. Now, when we talk about exponential decay, the half-life of a radioactive substance is the time it takes for half of the substance to decay. The exponential decay formula will be y equals y sub 0 times the quantity 1/2 t all over capital letter T. So, anong napansin nyo dito? Instead of 2, it became half because of it takes for half of the substance to decay for the half-life. Let's have an example. A certain radioactive substance decays half of itself every 5 days. Initially, there are 50 grams. Determine the amount of substance left after 30 days and give an exponential model for the amount of remaining substance. So, kung susundan din ulit natin yung formula, yung 1 by 1, So, iisa-isahin natin. If t is 0, diba, every 5 days siya, kaya naging 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. So, pwede nyo i-compute yan mano-mano. So, but without that, using the exponential model for this situation, y equals 50 times the quantity 1/2 raised to t over 5. So, ang sabi niya, after 30 days, so, yung t, small letter t natin dito, magiging 30. So, 30 over 5, kaya naging 6. So, 50 times the quantity 1/2 raised to 6 equals 0.78125 grams. So, take note class, this is exponent po ha. So, pwede tayong gumamit ng ating mga calculator. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng 1/2 raised to 6? So, it should be 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. So, multiplying 1/2 6 times to itself. It should not be 50 times 1/2 times 6 ha. Iba yun. So, it should be 1/2 raised to 6 muna, then times 50. That will give you 0.78125 grams. Now, pagdating naman sa compound interest, so a principal, P, which is the initial amount of money, is invested at annual rate of R compounded annually. Then, the amount after 3 years is given by A equals P times the quantity 1 plus R raised to T. So, this is also an exponential representation of exponential function. Okay, so Aling Zinisha deposits 10,000 pesos in BDO that pays 3% compound interest annually. Define an exponential model for this situation. How much money will she have after 11 years without withdrawal? So, yung pera niya daw ay tuloy-tuloy lang doon for 11 years. So, nagko-compound siya annually with 3% interest. So, t equals 0. So, annually, kaya 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hanggang 11. Diba? So, instead of doing that, para makuha yung final amount niya, after 11 years, we can use the exponential model for this situation. A equals 10 times 1.0 raised to t. So, yung t natin ang papalitan dyan, which is 11. Saan ang galing ng 0.03? It's 3%. Okay? So, 3%, pag ginawang decimal is 0.03. Saan ang galing yung 1? Dun sa ating formula na 1 plus r. Yung diniscuss ko sa the slide before this. So, the amount will become 10,000 times the quantity 1.03 times raised to 11. So, the same, guys, this is exponential. So, ang exponent niya is 11, so that means multiplying 1.03, 11 times to itself before you multiply it with 10,000. If you are going to do it manually. So, kung may scientific calculator naman kayo, nandiyan naman makikita yung exponent, pe-press nyo na lang rin. So, that will be 13,842.34 after 11 years. Now, meron naman tayong tinatawag na natural exponential function. This is the function of the form f of x is equal to e raised to x. So, yung e dyan has already have a value. So, parang pi, di ba? Ang pi may value na 3.14 and so on. So, ang e may value rin yan. So, yung e na yan, ay makikita yan sa ating mga calculator. Of you can Google na ngayon. So, Google nyo lang yung value ng e. Lalabas yan is 2 point something. Okay? So, ito yung ating magiging formula. F of x equals e raised to x. So, sa calculator nyo, kunwari ganito yung calculator nyo, yung e is nandito. Sa area, ito, bandang dito. Sa baba. Okay? Andito po yung inyong e. Okay, so para gamitin yan, to find the value of e using your scientific calculator, use the alpha. Ito yung alpha nandito. So, alpha, then this button, may lalabas dyan na letter e. Yung letter e niya pa ganyan. Then, equals mo lang. Ang lalabas na value dyan is, there is a value which is 2.71828. So, write an exponential function while an exponential function may have various bases, a frequently used base is the irrational number e, whose value is approximately, again, 2.71828. Because e is a commonly used base, the natural exponential function is defined as having e as the base. So, tandaan ha, kapag natural exponential function, we're going to use that e. The predicted population of a certain city is given by p equals 200,000. E, then 0.03y, where y is the number of years after the year 2020. Predict the population for the year 2030. So, ang T mo dyan is ilang taon? Will be 10. Ang your years, number of years, will be y equals 10. Okay, so from 2020 to 2030. So, y equals 10. Then, substitute nyo lang yun dun sa formula. This will be the result. Then, P equals 269,971.70. Again, you may use your scientific calculator. Hindi natin yan basta mamano-umano lang. Kasi we're having exponents na po. Exponential na tayo. Okay, so I asked you to do this, what I can do. So, ano ba itong what I can do na ito? Read and understand the situation below. So, may dalawang option kayo, A and B. Okay, so, ang task nyo is you need to prepare a written report highlighting the amount of money your best friend get each year, starting from her 19th birthday using options A and B. So, ang gagawin nyo, di ba, may nakalagay na written report is like showing your solution for option A and showing your solution for option B. Then, yung conclusion, ang ilalagay nyo lang po doon is, ano yung pinili nyo? Option A or option B. Then, explain bakit yun yung naging decision nyo. That will be the conclusion. Now, next is exponential functions, equations, and inequalities. So, ano ba yung pagkakaiba nitong tatlong ito? Ano ba yung exponential function? Ano ba yung exponential equation? Ano ba yung exponential inequality? Okay, so when we talk about an exponential function, okay, so tatandaan lagi meron niyang form na f of x or y. So, example is f of x equals 2x plus 3 or y equals 10 raised to x. Tandaan na po na mayroon po dapat na variable exponent. So, sa exponent niya may mga variables. Okay, on the other hand, an exponential equation, so instead of f of x, wala tayong f of x niya ngayon, but we have an equation. But always take note, it is an exponential expression. Pag sinabing exponential expression, laging may variable sa exponent. So, these are the examples. So, ano yung ginagamit natin dito? Equal sign. We're using equal sign. Sa exponential inequality naman ay inequality involving exponential expression again. Okay? So, 64 raised to 1/3 is greater than 2x. So, instead of equal sign, we're using greater than symbol. We may use again also less than, greater than or equal, or less than or equal. So, yan yung mga inequality symbols. So, for example, meron kang 2x equals 3. So, definitely guys, this is not an exponential function, equation, or inequality. Kasi yung x natin, it's not in the exponent. So, kung ginawa ko yan na 2 raised to x, okay, equals 8, matik na yan na exponential equation. Nandun yung x sa exponent. Okay? Kapag naman ginawa natin tong 2 raised to x is equal to f of x. So, that's gonna be exponential function. Kung palitan ko to ng less than, okay, gagawin natin tong less than. 2 raised to x is less than, hindi na f of x ha, gagawin natin 8. So, anong mangyayari dito? This will become exponential inequality. Okay? So, this will be your activity. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, isusulat nyo tong table na to sa inyong papel. Tapos, itong mga nandito, yan, isa-isahin nyo yan. Saan nyo siya ilalagay? So, example, 36 raised to x equals 6. So, may equal sign, yung x is nasa exponent. So, kapag may equal sign, that is exponential equation. So, ilalagay nyo dito ngayon yung 36 raised to x equals 6. Ganon. Okay, and so on. So, ilan yan? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 15, lahat yan. So, dapat nandito siyang makikita kung lahat yung 15 dito sa table na to. Okay, so that's activity 17.1. Now, how are we going to solve equations and inequalities? So, solving exponential equation, we're going to use the one-to-one property of exponential function states that f of x equals b raised to x if x sub 1 is not equal to x sub 2, or then b raised to x sub 1 is not equal to b raised to x sub 2. Conversely, if b raised to x sub 1 is equal to b raised to x sub 2, then x sub 1 is equal to 2. This property paves the way in understanding how to solve exponential equation. In short, ganito lang po kasimple. Solve for the value of x in 4 raised to x plus 1 equals 64. So, equation. Ang nasusolve lang natin is equation and equality. Again, ang functions ay ating inire-represent. So, this is 4. Ang base niya is 4. Ito, 64. So, hindi siya naka-exponential form. So, gagawin natin siyang exponential form. So, we all know that 64 is 4 times 4 times 4. Diba? 64 is equal to 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, I'm using that 2 as multiplication sign. So, 4 times 4, 16 times 4, 64, which is the same as 4 cubed. Okay, 4 cubed. Same. So, magkakaroon ka na ng same base ngayon. So, kailangan same yung base. 4 raised to x plus 1 is equal to 4 cubed now. Then, since pareho na yung base, we can apply now the one-to-one property. So, yung i-equate lang natin yung exponent nila, x plus 1 and 3. Okay? So, x plus 1 is equal to 3. Then, we can use transposition again or use the addition property of equality. Shortcut nga na ginagamit since you were in junior high school, nagta-transpose. So, pag transposition is simply x equals 3 minus 1. Then x equals 2. Diba? Yung positive 1 magiging negative 1 pag nilagay sa right side. Okay? X equals 2. So, yun lang po yun. Ganun lang ang pag-solve ng exponential equation. Take note, gawing pareho ang base ng both sides ng equation. Now, another example. Solve for the value of x in 3 raised to 4x is equal to 9 raised to x plus 1. So, 3 and 9. So, yung 9 can be expressed as 3 squared. Okay? So, 3 raised to 4x is equal to 3 raised to 2 times the quantity x plus 1. Huwag kakalimutan yon. Then, yung 2 raised to, pareho na silang ng base. So, 4x equals, bakit naging 2x plus 2? Distributive property of multiplication over addition. 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 1, positive 2. Then, transposition or use APE or addition property of equality. So, 4x minus 2x equals 2x plus 2 minus 2x. So, 2x equals 2, x equals 1. Okay, so that's it. Now, how about solving exponential inequality? So, solving exponential inequality, recall that an exponential function again. So, parang katulad lang rin dito, but you take note that that if b is greater than 1 and x sub 1 is greater than x sub 2, then b raised to x sub 1 is greater than bx sub 2. If b is greater than 0 but less than 1, therefore, this will become less than. Let us further make this clearer by considering the next example. Solve the values of x in 5 raised to x is greater than 125 raised to x plus 8. So again, yung 125, same base natin dapat kay 5. Usually, yung mas malaki, laging hanapin natin yung mas maliit na base. Okay, so 125 as 5 cubed. So 5 raised to x is greater than 5 cubed times the quantity x plus 8. So x here, yan, at saka itong 3 raised to x plus 8. Okay? So, three times x, 3x. 3 times positive 8 is positive 24. So, x is greater than 3x plus 24. So, x minus 24 is greater than 3x plus 24 minus x minus 24. Addition property. Sa mga nalilito po, again, yung ating transposition na nakasanayan natin, right? So, this one, yung 24, itinranspose, magiging negative 24, ba? Is greater than 3x minus x. 3x minus x. So, magiging negative 24, ba? Is greater than 3x minus x is 2x. Okay? Then, this is negative and this is positive. So, divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. So, di ba magiging negative 12 is greater than x. Okay, since yung x natin is sa right side, so kapag inilipat natin, change yung kanyang symbol. Yung kanyang kabaliktaran niya. So, magiging x is less than negative 12. Okay, so yan yung usual na shortcut na ginagawa nyo. But actually, the real process na ginagamit talaga is the addition property. Okay, so that's solving inequality. Now, for your activity, you have to do activity 18.2, find the missing x. Solve for the values of x for each of the following exponential equations and inequalities. So, ito lang po yung inyong gagawin. Okay, always take note, it always seems impossible until it's done.